Your blood sugar can spike while you're asleep, even if you didn't eat anything. And if you've been waking up tired, thirsty, or mentally foggy, this isn't normal. This isn't just getting older, and it's not just bad sleep. Stop for a second. Seriously, think about the last 3 mornings. Did you wake up already exhausted? Did your body feel heavy before the day even started? Did it take you an hour just to feel like yourself again? Because if that's happening, something's going on inside your body while you sleep, and most people have no idea it's happening. Did you wake up feeling worse than when you slept? Most people think this is about what they ate during the day. It's not. They cut sugar, they try to eat healthier, they even skip meals sometimes, and still wake up feeling worse. Because the real problem isn't happening during the day. It's happening while you're asleep. Your body's supposed to go into a repair mode at night. Your system is designed to clear excess sugar from your blood, reset your energy, and prepare you to wake up feeling clear and stable. But for millions of people, that system isn't working properly. Instead of clearing sugar, it stays in your bloodstream for 6 hours, 7 hours, sometimes the entire night. And you don't feel it happening because you're asleep. And when that system fails, the damage actually builds faster overnight. That's why you can do everything right during the day and still wake up tired, foggy, and off. Because the problem isn't what you're doing while you're awake. It's what your body is failing to do while you're asleep. If that sounds familiar, type night in the comments because you're not the only one dealing with this. I'm Dr. Sarah Clark, and I've spent over 2 decades working in metabolic health, helping people understand what's really happening with their blood sugar, energy, and long-term health. And over the years, I've seen thousands of patients come in with the exact same symptoms. They feel tired all the time, their thinking is slower, their body feels heavier than it used to, and almost every single one of them says the same thing. I thought this was just part of getting older, but it's not. Because when we actually look at what's happening beneath the surface, the pattern is incredibly clear. Their blood sugar isn't just a daytime problem. It's happening at night while they sleep, completely unnoticed. And almost all of them had no idea this was happening at night. They were trying to fix the wrong problem at the wrong time of day. And once they understood that, everything started to change. Let me make this really simple so you can actually see what's happening inside your body. Think of your bloodstream like a highway. The sugar from the food you eat, that's the traffic moving through it. And insulin is the delivery system. Its job is to take that sugar off the highway and move it into your cells where it gets used for energy. When everything is working properly, it's smooth. Sugar enters your bloodstream, insulin shows up, moves it into your cells, and the highway clears. You feel stable, clear, energized. But over time, something changes. Your cells stop responding the way they should. It's like insulin is knocking on the door, but the cells aren't opening. So now the sugar has nowhere to go. It starts building up, sitting in your bloodstream like traffic that isn't moving. And the longer it stays there, the more pressure it creates inside your system. Now here's the part nobody tells you. During the day, your body at least has some help. You're moving, you're thinking, using energy. Your system is actively trying to manage that traffic. But at night, everything changes. At night, your liver takes control. While you're asleep, your liver is supposed to act like a manager, clearing out excess sugar, storing what you don't need, and releasing just enough to keep your body stable. It's a very precise system. But if that system is off, even slightly, sugar just sits there for 6, 7, sometimes 8 hours straight. No movement, no clearing, no reset. And all of it is happening while you're completely unaware, because you're asleep. But here's where it gets even more important. At night, it actually gets worse. Because during the day, at least you're moving. You're walking, thinking, using energy. Your body has ways to manage that traffic. But at night, you're not moving. You're not burning anything. Your entire system slows down. So whatever sugar is in your bloodstream, it stays there longer than any other time of the day. It just sits, circulating, pressing against your blood vessels, hour after hour. And here's the part most people never connect. That's why the morning feels worse, not better. You didn't just sleep. Your body spent hours dealing with something it couldn't fix. Now, this isn't just theory. This is something researchers have actually studied. There was a large analysis that looked specifically at overnight blood sugar levels, not what happens during the day, but what happens while you sleep. And what they found was alarming. People with elevated overnight blood sugar had over a 200% increase in damage to their blood vessels. Not daytime levels, overnight levels. That means the hours you think your body is resting can actually be the hours where the most damage is happening. And this doesn't just affect one part of your body. It affects your heart, your brain, your circulation, and your overall energy levels. Because when sugar stays in your bloodstream too long, it starts interfering with how your entire system functions. And the most concerning part, it's happening while you think your body is resting. And this is where it all comes back to you. That's why you wake up tired, even after a full night of sleep. That's why your legs feel heavy before you've even taken a few steps. That's why your brain feels slow, like it takes time just to switch on in the morning. It's not random, it's not just stress, and it's not simply age. It's your body dealing with something all night, and you're feeling the result of it the moment you wake up. Same sleep, but completely different feeling. And once you understand that, you start to realize this is something you can actually fix. So the real question becomes, how do you fix something that's happening while you're asleep? Because you can't try harder at night. You're not conscious. You're not making choices. Your body's running on its own systems. And this is exactly where most advice fails. Most people are told to focus on what they eat during the day, cut sugar, eat less, follow a diet. And while those things can help, they don't address what's happening during the 6 to 8 hours when your body is supposed to reset. So you fix one part of the problem, but the nighttime cycle keeps working against you. That's why progress feels slow or inconsistent, or like it never fully works. And that's where these drinks come in. Not random drinks, not trends, but specific combinations that support what your body is trying to do while you sleep. Some of them help calm the hormones that raise blood sugar at night. Some support your liver. Some improve how your cells respond to insulin. And together, they target the exact system that's been causing the problem in the first place. I've ranked them from least to most powerful, so you can see what works, what doesn't, and what actually makes a real difference. And the number one works on multiple systems at once. And there's one small detail about it that most people completely miss, that changes everything. Green tea. Let's start with number 3, green tea. Most people already know about this one. It's one of the most talked about drinks when it comes to blood sugar, and for good reason. Green tea contains natural compounds, especially one called EGCG, that help your body handle sugar a little more efficiently. That's why people use it. They hear it's good for blood sugar, so they drink it and expect results. But here's the truth. Green tea is support, not a solution. It helps over time, slowly, in the background. It can slightly improve how your cells respond to insulin, and it can help stabilize blood sugar during the day. But when it comes to what happens at night, it's not strong enough to clear sugar that's already in your bloodstream. It doesn't actively fix the overnight problem. So, yes, it's helpful, but it's more like maintenance than a real intervention. Helpful, but not enough at night. Apple cider vinegar. Now, number 2 is apple cider vinegar. This one has become extremely popular, and unlike a lot of trends, it actually has a real mechanism behind it. Apple cider vinegar works by slowing down digestion. So when you take it with a meal, it slows how quickly sugar enters your bloodstream. That means smaller spikes, more control, better stability. And that's why people swear by it. But here's the problem. By the time you're going to bed, digestion is already done. The food is already processed. The sugar is already in your bloodstream. So that main benefit doesn't apply anymore. And this is where most people get it wrong. They take apple cider vinegar at night, expecting it to flush sugar, but it doesn't work that way. There is some small evidence it might slightly affect morning blood sugar, but the effect is modest and not consistent. So while it's great as a mealtime strategy, it's not a strong solution for what's happening overnight. It's useful, just not in the way most people think. Chamomile plus cinnamon. Now we're getting into drinks that actually affect what happens at night. Chamomile with cinnamon is where things start to shift. Chamomile isn't just a sleep tea. It actually works on your nervous system. It helps calm your stress response, and more importantly, it helps lower cortisol. And remember, cortisol is one of the main hormones that tells your liver to release more sugar into your bloodstream at night. So when cortisol is high, your blood sugar rises, even if you didn't eat anything. Chamomile helps quiet that signal. Now add cinnamon. Cinnamon works differently. It helps your cells respond better to insulin, so sugar can move out of your bloodstream more efficiently. So now you have two things happening at once: less sugar being pushed into your blood and better movement of the sugar that's already there. That combination actually starts to affect the nighttime cycle. It's not just general health anymore. It's targeted support for what's happening while you sleep. Now we're getting into drinks that actually affect what happens at night. Golden milk, turmeric plus black pepper plus cinnamon. Now let's talk about number 1, the most effective nighttime drink based on how many systems it supports at once. Golden milk, but not just turmeric on its own, the full combination: turmeric, black pepper, and cinnamon. Let me walk you through why this works on a completely different level. First, turmeric. The active compound in turmeric helps reduce inflammation, especially in your blood vessels. And that matters because when your blood vessels are inflamed, sugar stays in your bloodstream longer. Second, it improves insulin sensitivity, meaning your cells respond better and sugar moves out of your bloodstream more efficiently. Third, it supports your liver, helping it regulate how sugar is stored and released overnight. So now you're targeting inflammation, insulin response, and liver function, all at the same time. That's why this one stands above everything else. But here's the part most people completely miss. None of that works without this one ingredient, black pepper. Because turmeric on its own is very poorly absorbed by the body. Most of it just passes through your system without being used. But when you add a small pinch of black pepper, it increases absorption by up to 2,000%. Not 20%, not 200%, 2,000%. That's the difference between something that sounds healthy and something that actually works. And yet most people leave it out. That one small detail is what turns this into the most powerful option on this list. Now let's talk about what actually changes when you start doing this consistently. Because the first thing people notice isn't a number on a test, it's how they feel. Within the first 3 days, sleep starts to feel deeper, more continuous. You're not waking up as often, and when you do wake up, it's easier to fall back asleep. By the end of the first week, mornings start to feel different. Your body feels lighter. You're not dragging yourself out of bed. That heavy, slow feeling starts to ease. And then, around 2 to 3 weeks, that mental fog begins to lift. Your thinking feels clearer. You don't need as much time to wake up. You feel more like yourself earlier in the day. And the reason is simple. Your body is finally doing what it's supposed to do at night. You'll feel it before you ever measure it. Now, I want to be clear about something. This is not a replacement for medical treatment. If you're on medication for blood sugar, do not stop or change anything without speaking to your doctor first. Some of these ingredients can interact with medications, and your doctor should always be part of that conversation. What this is support, helping your body function better using what it's naturally designed to do. And when you combine that with proper medical care, that's where real progress happens. So here's what I want you to do. Nothing complicated, nothing overwhelming. For the next 30 days, pick one drink, preferably the one I showed you at number 1, and take it at the same time every night. That's it. No major changes, no extreme routines, just one simple habit done consistently. And pay attention to your mornings, how you feel when you wake up, how your body moves, how quickly your mind clears. That's where you'll notice the difference first. And before you go, there's one common nighttime habit that quietly spikes blood sugar even if you eat perfectly during the day. Most people do it every night without realizing it. And once you see it, you won't be able to ignore it. I'll show you exactly what that is in the next video.